Hi, I'm Stephanie Moore with UnityPoint Health, and I am joined here with Dr. Andrew Nish, and we are going to talk about probably a topic you love to talk about, cancer and obesity. So let's get straight to it. Let's talk about the link between cancer and higher body weight.
Yeah, that's one of the things people don't understand about obesity. We all understand obesity's relationship to diabetes and heart disease and stroke and dementia and things, but there's a direct correlation between obesity and cancer. It's estimated by the World Cancer Research Fund that a third of cancers are related to obesity, overnutrition, and lack of exercise. So it's a big deal.
And I can hold this, you don't have to. Is there any cancers that are specific to higher body weight?
So we've linked about 10 or 11 different cancers to obesity and overweight. Thyroid cancer, esophagus cancer, postmenopausal breast cancer, liver cancer, pancreas cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, endometrial cancer, ovarian cancer, and early and aggressive prostate cancer have all been linked to overnutrition, overweight, and lack of exercise.
That's a long list.
That's
a lot of cancers are linked to it.
A lot of cancers.
Is there a difference between being overweight and obese? People might know they need to lose weight, but what's the difference between those two categories?
So we've arbitrarily defined that using body mass index. So body mass index is a correlation between height and weight, and there's a formula for it. You can go online and calculate your BMI. But what we've said is a BMI between 19 and 25 is normal, so that's the range you want to be in. Between 25 and 30 is overweight, and over 30 is obese. So if we look at the statistics in our country, about 37% of people are obese, another third of people are overweight. That means almost 75% of us are not of ideal body weight.
I know a lot of people don't like to focus on BMI. Is there another way to figure out if you maybe are a little bit over that BMI, talking to your doctor to see if maybe you're in a different category?
Sure. So we've always talked about BMI, and BMI is really an imprecise measurement of obesity, because the obesity we're really concerned about is the obesity in our bellies, belly fat, worst metabolic fat in our bodies. So besides using BMI, we want to look at waist circumference. And waist circumference is actually a better predictor of metabolic disease than BMI. So in women, waist circumference greater than 35 carries increased risks of all these chronic diseases, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cancer, and in men it's over 40. So we should really use a combination of both waist circumference and BMI.
Perfect. And how can people improve their weight? We hear exercise, nutrition. Is there a sweet spot between those two, or is it really just getting after both of them?
You know, the message in the public domain has been, oh, we don't exercise enough. And the reason for that is the food industry is incredibly powerful, and they've shifted the message from our lousy food system to exercise. Well, when you look at how we burn calories, our basal metabolic rate burns almost 85 to 90% of our calories. Exercise can only change our caloric burning by about 5 to 10%. So you cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet. You cannot supplement your way out of a bad diet. You have to change what you eat. And the simplest advice I can give for changing how you eat is, number one, get rid of all added sugar. Sugar is just detrimental to health no matter how little you eat. Sugar should come from fruits and vegetables. Should not come from a package. 80% of all our packaged foods have added sugar. Number two, eat as many fruits and vegetables that you can a day. My recommendation is minimum 5 vegetables and 2 fruits. You'd be better off eating at least 7 servings of vegetables and a couple servings of fruits per day. Avoid processed foods, avoid fast foods.
I knew you were going to say the sugar thing, because we know you are anti-sugar. If someone's cannot do I'm never going to eat sugar again, is there like some things they could have sugar in if they do it in moderation, maybe for a birthday party or a special occasion?
Sure. So I'm all for special occasions. You want to have a piece of birthday cake? Have a piece of birthday cake. Just don't do it every night.
Don't have the whole cake.
In small pieces. But, you know, I do a talk on sugar, as everybody knows, and when I go shopping, I just pick out ordinary grocery items. By the time I'm done with a day's worth of shopping, I've consumed almost 60 teaspoons of sugar. The recommended maximum from the WHO is 6. We are sugared to death in this country and processed to death. As I like to tell people, God gave us everything we needed on this earth to eat. We don't need Nestle or Kraft. Eat real food. That's really the bottom line.
Good advice. We can try to
And
live by
less
that.
of it.
And we can try to live by that. So reducing body weight is important to prevent cancer, but if you've already been diagnosed with cancer, is it also still important to continue to eat healthy and reduce your body weight?
Yeah, no question about it. So we've always been concerned with cancer patients losing weight during chemotherapy. And it's really interesting because people say, oh, just eat whatever you want because they're concerned about losing body weight. And I find that completely wrong. I'm more concerned with nutrition during cancer therapy. And nutrition comes from whole foods. So what I try and counsel patients on is you need as many fruits and vegetables as you can eat. You need good pasture-raised meat for a good protein source. And it really comes down to the fact that whether you're preventing cancer, whether you're eating during cancer, or whether you're eating during survivorship, it's all the same. It's a highly nutritious, whole foods, anti-inflammatory diet.
So we all need to get on this now to be on the prevention side of things.
We do. And the beauty of this is, if you're eating a diet that's preventing cancer, guess what? You're eating a diet that's preventing heart disease, that's preventing autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, that's preventing diseases like dementia. It's all the same. These are all inflammatory diseases. They're all associated with a poor processed food diet. They're just different manifestations in different people.
We know you're big into the research. Is there new research you've been following, or what's the latest on cancer and obesity?
So, some of the most fascinating research is research that has to do with intermittent fasting. So periods of no food intake. And when we look at some of the research that's coming out, particularly in animal models, but we're now beginning to get human research, is one of the best ways to prevent cancer and one of the most effective ways during and after cancer treatment is intermittent fasting. I recommend to patients they go at least 13 hours between the evening meal the night before and the next meal the next day. And even once a week doing an 18-hour fast can have huge metabolic rewards. So intermittent fasting. The other thing that we're learning more about is all the bacteria in our gut and how important our gut health is. And our gut health is supported by good nutrition. Guess what? How about that? More vegetables, more fruits, less processed foods, less sugar. So our gut microbiome, and I'm referring to the 100 trillion bacteria in our gut, have a tremendous influence on our immune system. They actually communicate with our brain, believe it or not. Yeah, we're just beginning to scratch the surface.
Is there something people should be taking, like a probiotic or anything to help with that gut health?
I don't recommend probiotics because we really don't know how to manipulate that yet. What I recommend is just a whole foods diet, feeding the bacteria in our gut what they were designed to eat.
I know a lot of people will go to a crash diet. Is it more of we need to get a lifestyle change when we want to tackle our weight?
Yeah, I hate the word diet because it connotates wacky things like, oh, I'm going to eat 20 grapefruit today and nothing else. No. Weight management, exercise management is a lifestyle change. It's for life. You can't eat 20 grapefruits a day for life. So you have to find what works for you for the rest of your life. And, part of diet is incredibly important. Exercise is important, not as a weight loss tool, but as an emotional health tool, as a cardiometabolic tool, as a tool to improve our lung function, our immune system. But we also have to look at other things for health. Sleep. Hard to stress how important 8 hours of sleep is. People say, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I tell them, well, you'll be dead earlier, so you'll get a jump on that. Sleep improves our immune system. Sleep improves our emotional health. Sleep actually influences how we eat. So if you have a lack of sleep, guess what? You crave sugar, you crave fat, you crave junk food, and voila, you gain weight.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Is there anything else you'd add about cancer and obesity before we wrap up today?
I would just stress to people that a third of cancers are probably obesity related. A third of cancers are tobacco related. So if you are normal weight, normal metabolic health, and don't smoke, you potentially can reduce your risk of cancer by 2/3. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Perfect. Great way to end it. Thank you, Dr. Nish, for joining us.